Here we're playing Touhou. Nice. John LNN. I have a friend named John LNN. Well, his name's John. But I don't think his middle or last name is LNN. But you got to get in contact with John Touhou, the guy who made Touhou. Powers. John Touhou and his brother, Steve Perfect Cherry Blossom. Come on, John. It was a late stream today because I just got back from playing the card game Danmaku with my buddies, and the game went a little late. Here we are indeed here. Thanks for the resub, Danmaku. Appreciate it. but I was in the middle of a game of Danmaku with my friends, and unfortunately I was the heroine, so I was alive for a long time. I won, but the tight finish took a bit because of the incidents. But I won, that's all that matters. As long as everyone had FU, yeah, FU too. It was a fun finish because it was a very slow start, and then suddenly it's like one of them just went off and just damage started happening everywhere, and the game went from very peaceful and slow to super chaotic at the end. But then it got down from 6 to 3 people, and then the game slowed down for another few turns. Because everyone had abilities to make themselves not die, but no one had the ability to kill someone. And it was sad, because I was playing as Futo, and she has the ability to swap 2 people's hands, and I never got to use that ability. Okay, so I had the line, but then I moved to the left. Because there's never a good situation for it. And then when I was finally about to have a good situation, I was forced to discard my hand. So I couldn't play it. But it turns out, who needs Futo's ability when all you needed to do was copy Yomu's ability? Okay, when I did practice earlier, it took me a few Chen attempts. And it took me a few attempts at Lunasa on 2 to get past both of those, respectively. But I first tried both Alice and Yomu practice earlier. This is going to be a long day. No big P? Rest in peace to that big P. I mean, it's not like that if you don't get the big key before Chirno, it gets dropped after Chirno. Definitely not at all. Fleet rounds out at the end. We have a table turning. Letty table turning. Forget what the first out of that spell is. What this spellcraft's name was. I know it's lingering cold and table turning. Gotta go update the wiki page to Letty Whiterock, well known for her involvement in the PCB incident. Latter started her rap career in Gensokyo. Ooh, actually, I talked about how the Letty Waggy Saggy combined boss is going to be a boss in Touhou 20. What's going to happen is her and Letty and Waggy Saggy are going to actually start like a group together and start a duo with Letty's rap skills. That's actually what it is. Her, Letty and Waggy are putting on performances. It's Letty rapping while Waggy just kind of sits there as a fish and everyone, like, throws money at her. But think of it like a stripper pole, but instead of her stripping, she's just a fish. Because that's what she is, so people just throw money at her because she's an attraction while Letty just beatboxes in the background. And then they rehire June and Shion to extort people in the background. We can remake the plot of 15.5. Or we could just have the incident and pretend it's, I have another idea of how Waggy could be, like, the final boss of an incident. Pretend it's, like, Pokemon Sapphire, where, Team Aqua is trying to flood the Earth. You know, take over the world with water. And that's Waggy's mission, because she's fish, right? She's in the water. And Letty, being ice-based, she likes freezing water. We'll pretend that's the thing that she likes to do. So then that's why she teams up with her. And since it's at the Misty Lake, Chirno can be evolved as like a mid-boss, because, she likes freezing things. Yeah, I put myself in that awkward spot. I should have just gone to the right, but I didn't want the late kill. No, Chirno can't be the final boss, because I already determined that it's going to be the final boss. Maybe she could be the extra boss, but I determined the final boss is going to be a combination fight between Letty and Waggy Saggy. I've already determined this, I determined this, days ago. You can't change my mind. We can have the plot of the extra stage be after the incident, Waggy and Letty agree to not flood the Earth. For the sake of, being able to freeze things and such. But Chirno, doesn't agree, and then she, goes rogue. That's the plot of the extra stage. Can every spell and not spell be PDH? I don't know if everyone. We can have multiple. Fury ensues. Don't try to. Don't involve that. You don't want to get the Phantom going off. Full Kelter Smelter. Gosh, you put them as a pairing as boss, that's already more than enough for people to have to do Yuri shifts. You don't need to encourage it. Okay, here's what I'll say. Every Chirno non-spell can be PDH. And every Chirno spell can be Perfect Freeze, Danmaku Hell. And, just different names of that. Was it, Absolute Zero, right? That was the, attack from Shoot the Bullet. It can be, what is it, it could be Absolute Danmaku Hell. Yep, there we go. But that'll be for the extra stage. The regular stage doesn't have to be all PDH. Zero lives, zero bobs. Well, I would disagree. I don't think the first enemy has to be PDH. Like, I think the better way to do it would be, like, the entire, like, stage portion is, like, really... It's just a bunch of really weak fairies that are, like, absolutely easy. And then you go to Chuno where everything is PDH or PDH adjacent, right? This way it proves that Chuno's the strongest. Also, thank you for good luck, Phantom. The mid-boss to the extra stage can be Daisei as well. And if we want, you could give her a PDH. I think that would probably just be fine. No, Letty's not in the extra stage, because I already said the plot for the extra stage is, like, during the main course, you beat up Waggy, Saggy, and Letty. Like, you being, like, Reimu, Marissa, whoever you want the main characters. You beat up Letty and Waggy, and then they agree to be like, okay, you know, we won't flood the earth, but like Chirno still commits to it. This is not a good day. It is too late to play this game. Stages 1 through 5 can have original characters. You know, whoever was doing designs for the game. I should make them a bunch of, like, fairies, like, a bunch of new fairy characters that were just hired by the others. Touhou 20 should just be pod again. We need more pod. The Yuka's up tag. We'll never ever see Yuka again. Touhou 9 doesn't exist. Really sad in Cheating Detective Satori how Mizuchi keeps possessing people from game to game. So she started with the she started with EOSD, then she did PCB, then she did IN, but then she went to Touhou 10. They just completely skipped the character from 9. It's so sad. The Aya gets love. Aya gets love. They brought Aya back. But, Komachi's made an appearance a couple times, but, Medicine, Eiki, and, Yuka have been mostly just lost to the realm of the Abyss. Except the fans. In fans, you have, in anything fan-related, you have Yuka, like, 10 times out of 10. But... They have a Keiki. Are you talking about Keiki or talking about Eiki? There's two different ones. And the only thing that separates them is the second K. To make things worse, they're both final bosses as well. As much as I like Keiki, I do like Keiki more. Hania! Hani Baganda. It's a little bit of a shame that, like, we've gotten all this stuff with these, with the animal games, basically. But... So, like, Yachi, Saki, and Yuma have been getting multiple appearances, but... Keiki and Mayumi kind of just disappeared. Love the world building in 2019. Well, it's good to like something about that game. I also love fighting Zanmu. That's one of my favorite occurrences in all of Touhou. I'm not the most fond of Touhou 19, you couldn't tell. It is above Touhou 2, I will give it that. I will give it that one. Like, and the problem is, I love Pod. Like, Pod might be my favorite Touhou game. And POFV I love as well, but, like... And that's the problem, is, like, I'll never have a reason, really, to want to play 19. Other than for the sake of potential completion purposes. Does the screen games work? Well, I've learned how they kind of work. Because I had to 1cc Pod, and you talk about difficult, although Pod is a game and a half. So you kind of learn how they work. Although all three of them have their notable different... They all have their similarities. But they all have their notable differences as well. But generally the name of the game is just try to survive as long as humanly possible. Because the enemies will die. Yeah, that is nice for collecting things, for getting endings in QFB. Because I got the 1cc with Reimu. I think... Did I get a 1cc with Marissa? I've gotten a 1cc with Marissa in both QFB and Udolig. I don't remember for sure, but... I got those, but, like, I didn't get the true 1cc with the other characters, but I'm glad you could still get the good endings without having the 1cc in POFE. But I love Pod. Pod is... I was like, I love Pod. I don't know how much I'd love it, like, I'm technically on, like, the top level. Like, trying to high-end grind that game sounds awful. Maybe. But then I went back and I played some on New Year's Eve, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much... That's just such a fun game. UFO good endings going... Hey. UFO is a painful game, but the thing is, by the end of it, by the time I finished with the 1cc... I came around to liking UFO. I have a soft spot for that game. That's probably partly because of how much effort I put into that 1cc. I did not like the UFOs for the first half of me playing UFO. I really had to get used to them. Like, I really had to get used to them. I really had to route them and get them all set up. By the end of it, I was fine with them. I don't love them by any means, don't get me wrong. But I was more than neutral on them by the end of the game. But that was after a long... That was after a long time of, getting warmed up to them. Where I died at a bad spot during the Byakuran's final spell, and then I clutched out at the end there. That was insane. That's the best 1cc I have. Well, yeah, that's the best 1cc I have to date, solely because it's the one that took the most effort. Was it necessarily the hardest? Maybe, maybe not. You know, if I started the pod 1cc back when I was a lot worse at Touhou, that one might have driven me insane. But I'm glad I did pod, like, at the end. Like, it was one of the last ones. Hi, Alice. Hey, I wanna try to do that meme that I put in the Discord of bashing her on the head with a shovel. No, we're fine. Run, Raku! Oh, what a wide open range you gave me there, girl. I did not love that last one, but you know what? Covered. That's the other thing. As long as the, you know, the low K, and as difficult as the low K 1cc was, it doesn't come quite to the level of the relief of the UFO 1cc. Because honestly, the one thing about Lil K was, like, some of learning the early game was kind of miserable. And besides that, like, second to last day where I should have had the 1cc and then I threw it, like, just awfully to Pristine Lunacy. Besides those 2 days, like, really, I did quite enjoy that game. Clown Piece is such a fun fight. And besides Murderous Lilies, I do rather enjoy Junko. She's fairly enjoyable. Besides Murderous Lilies, I still hate that attack with passion. But LOL-K was quite enjoyable, broadly speaking. Like I said, that second to last day was not a good day, because I had that run, and that was one of the most depressing... That might be the most depressed I've ever been in Touhou. Was that throw, but... But fortunately, we recovered the next day and literally got a 1cc the very next day, so it ended up being fine. I swear, everybody in the TWC Discord, the TRS Discord, is always talking about FTF3. Uh-oh. Got a little push to the side there, not gonna lie, but you know what? We made it past Alice, and that's the most important thing that we do in runs. I don't know, I guess that's another thing about my playing LOL-K, but like, I guess that's partially just because I'm not really that bomb heavy usually. I usually bomb less than I need to, but I don't know, I don't think I really super bomb cheese that game. I had to force myself to bomb often. I definitely could have min-maxed lives and bombs more than I did. But my love for grinding the Clown Beast fight was too much. Like, honestly, I probably would have had that 1cc half a week to a week earlier had I not dedicated so much of my time to Clown Beast. I mean, I've spent a little bit of time, like, don't get me wrong, I just spent a bit of time, like, routing Brave strats and stuff, but not a ton. I didn't go out of my way that much. Most of my grind, as anyone who watched me when I did that was spent on fighting Clown Beast. I spent so much of my time, because I wanted a Clown Beast LNN, like in practice, so I spent so much of my time practicing Clown Beast. Generally speaking, the most painful part of that game is just the early game. Like, the early game is such a chore. Saberon's such a rat. Ringo's cringe. The stage portions themselves are kind of cringe as well. And then, and then you get to stage 3, and it's like mostly up, like, I do enjoy that stage 3, but Dorami's nons are a little rough. Like, really the problem with Dorami is just the fact that her nons have so much HP that, like, as a Raven player, double bombing does not kill her nons. That is the craziest thing. That's what makes Doremi so problematic. It's just, you know, her first non is absolutely ass. And it's not like her other nons are free. And then, but you can't, it's not, it's like, in USD, this is one thing that makes the USD, like, 1cc not as bad, where it makes, like, the USD, like, LNN, like, awful, is that fact, like, the terrible attacks, like, Saki's non-spells, like, those can just be absolutely awful to you. But you can just, like, single bomb and generally, like, get through them pretty unscathed. But, like, double bomb on Doremi doesn't get you through that. You like Stage 4? Well, Stage 4 is easy. Relatively speaking, okay? You know, I understand some people use the term easy lightly. So I want to put that out there. It's still a stage that kills you. It's not free. But it's relatively easy. You know, it's easier than basically everything else in the game. So it's a nice breather. And the Sumizome boss fight's really fun, too. I quite enjoyed that one. I had many perfect Sumizomes in my time. The beginning of her is really the tricky part. Like, her first non is, like, the thing that generally kills you the most. And her final spell is a little on the nose. I got lucky, she was really vertical there. She was really vertical on that non too. Gotta love it. So I can't complain about luck. Because you'll get something bad, like you'll get an unlucky Hellgod sword. And you'll be like, oh, I'm so bad, so unlucky, but it always offsets. Sometimes you just don't realize it. That won't stop me from complaining about luck at given moments, but, you know. Never underestimate Stygian. Just when you underestimate it, it kills you. Remember, everything's lethal on LNN base. Nice. And this attack is actually very lethal. Not an understatement to call it the third hardest attack in the game. Whew. I played so much in the corner that was such a long spell, but... Is that 2 days in a row having a perfect pace through the Prison Rivers? Better along the limits? Yep. You know, the long sometimes isn't optimal because it can let some weird things happen, but sometimes you just see it, you don't see an out in the middle, and you're just playing the corner. There's probably the hardest base part of the stage. Is that first part, so I always just love to get through it, because it's a little annoying on pace. Little dude. Bunch of red dudes coming up here. Come on, Yomu. Be kind.
You know you want to.
Not necessarily the most optimal for damage, but you know. Retta can be a bitch. Woo, nice. Don't underestimate this part. The part's consistent, but it's not the fruits. Ooh, 2 perfect paces to Yomu in back-to-back days? Come on, Yomu. Sometimes she give it, and sometimes she take it. I know, okay. Thanks, Yomu. What I say about she taken? Like, this is disgusting. Okay, that second wave wasn't actually as disgusting, though. More the product of circumstance. The second wave was my fault. The first wave was her fault. I mean, it was a bit my fault, too. I could have gotten through that bullet there, and then maybe I would have found the pack, but... oh well, what are you gonna do? Hitboxes. And all that matters is that we're getting here on pace, or getting more playtime here. So as I said before, all that matters is that you get here a bunch. You start getting here more consistently. 2 days in a row, that's very good. the more we can start getting here on good runs, you know, the better odds you'll have to get past it. Angle, angle, angle. Good angle. Beautiful angle, wow. What a beautiful angle. I like this one. I should have died there, but, you know, sometimes you play your way out of holes. I'll take a 2 miss to stage 3. I mean, stage 3. I won't take a 2 miss to stage 3. I'll take a 2 miss to stage 6. You know, and it's only it's the Hell God Sword, like, oh no, not the second hardest part of the game. I don't like having this much border. If I don't pick up anything, I'll be fine. But I need to make sure I don't pick up those chairs there. Oh, that's, yep, that's the one thing we wanted to not have happen. Yeah, I love being able to see. This is the one thing we did not want to happen. I should have looked at that during Yomu's final. I should have realized how close I was to a border and, did some non-focused and delayed Yomu final. For the sake of not getting a border there. Because a border on spam is kind of a death sentence. Yeah, sometimes you do. Like, that's literally this run right now. Because, like, not gonna lie, I felt kind of, like, tired and kind of, like, a little on the, today's just a learning day earlier. And then next thing you know, I'm like, hey, I'm past Alice. Well, that's nice. Like, you know, that's what I want to be getting. I want to be consistently getting to Lily White. And then next thing you know, I'm, past Lunacenon 2. I'm like, I'll probably die to Concerto Grosso. And then I didn't. And then I was like, oh, that's nice. Are you talking about the mid spell? The mid spell's a route. The purple one. Let's. You have to refer to me exactly which spell you're talking about. If it's the one I just did, if it's the Yomu attack I just did in that mid boss, that spell card, then it's a route. It's not technically like just tapping. Because it's what it is since it's purely consistent, if you stand right where the N is, you look see on the bottom of the screen where it says enemy. If you stand right where the N is, you will dodge the first 2 waves. Then you move to the middle E, and then you'll dodge the 3rd wave. And then only as Rei Muhomi, you have to go to the right side of the N. And then that guarantee dodges the 4th wave. And then she'll die. The other characters only have to do the first 3 waves, but Rei Muhomi has to do 4. Because her damage is 4. Just like her wallet. Yeah, it's worth noting that that exploit only works like that on Lunatic, I believe. I think there are some consistencies like that, but on the different difficulties have different lineups. I believe. And I couldn't possibly tell you what any of those look like on other difficulties. It's actually not the only part of this game where we use the letters on the bottom to safe spot something. Alice's second mid-non, we also do that for the first 2 waves. If you go to the right of where the Y is an enemy, you can guarantee dodge the first 2. But then she moves, so there's no consistent safe spot after that. Pretty sure those are the only 2 uses of letters. Technically, I use another, but it's not for a safe spot. It's just for manipulation of where the boss is standing. And I can actually explain it right up ahead here. I want to make sure Yiko goes to the left here, so I'm going to line myself up just to the left side of this E, so I can make sure that she goes left. Because she will always follow your direction. As long as she can. If she's too far to the side, she can't go any more, of course. Should be dead here. Nope, nice. Positive guys. Perfect Yuko. Perfect Yuko. This is not the L. This is 3 miss. Yeah, 2 miss, 1 border break. I count this 3 miss. It's a good pace. Oh yeah, very good pace. Love getting a 3 miss. You can tell this isn't the LNN because my bomb count isn't high. Well, the 2 miss was not even just Yomu, it was Hellgod Sword, specifically. Yeah. Oh, you can't see. The 2 Yomu hits doesn't count. Yeah, because bad luck. I'll pretend it's bad luck and the border shouldn't have happened. So yeah, this actually was just perfect pace. Clearly. And I get to play Mystia later? Oh, today's a good day. And you. You, chat. That's all of you guys. Nice. I'm gonna go take a 1-minute drink break. I'll be back in a minute. Ignore the rustling of paper. Run it again. That was a perfect Yiko. I have not done that in a hot minute, to be honest, so that's really nice. Like, Yiko's not too bad, it's just there's so much of her that I usually choke on something. I gotta be more aware of my border going into spam, though. That's a big deal. And I was good about it for a while, but it slipped my mind as of late, so I gotta remember that. Oh, it's weird at times, because, like, yesterday's good run was, like, I was, like, locked in, I was, like, focused, you know, I'm getting there, and I'm, like, sweating through everything, like, hard lock in. This last run was just a chill run. Like, don't get me wrong, I get to stage 5, and I'm kind of, like, you know, sweating a little bit. But it was just a casual run. It's weird. I usually don't play that well casually. Maybe I need to talk about pixels more often. Turns out the best way to remember how to play a run is just to talk about what you're doing as you're doing it. You remember how to dodge everything. Nice, nice. Currently attempting as in you're just starting, or you're halfway through it? Woo! Pixels. Gotta play Alice. I don't know where Alice is in that game, but good luck. I choked. Why Twitch try to advertise some ED treatment to you? I don't know. Is there something you're not telling us? Because people who have erectile dysfunction, you know, would go in Twitch chat and tell people that they have it as well. Don't get me wrong, I also find getting erectile dysfunction pills a little weird. I'm 22. I don't have that problem. Why are you advertising? Why do I see this all the time? I just swear, when I was younger, I was putting the Weather Channel and boom, here's ED ads. I'm like, what the hell? Same place as she's in TCB. Okay. Well, plus, you know, I don't want to be this person, but have you ever thought about getting it up? It's either A, you're 70. You know, okay, maybe not 70. Either, you're in your 60s. And it's okay, advertise to someone there. I'm 22. I don't need this thing. B, you have some niche medical condition that makes it really difficult to get up, which is also nope, that's a niche thing. That's not me. Or C, you destroyed your dick so much that you can't get it off. In which case, that's on you. Again, not me. So, what? It's so publicly advertised. It's weird. I guess it's publicly advertised because there's a bunch of rich people that buy all the Hollywood guys that need to have sex with their interns. And, you know, it's 70 and they can't get it off, so... Sleepy Owl Boy? Did you say boy? Boys don't exist. Renosuke is the only one, and even then, he might be lying to us. I've seen the, what is it, what's that crown? You know, the one from, like, Mario that everyone was freaking out over with Bowsette, right? I've seen Renosuke with that crown on before. I didn't want to, but don't get me wrong, I've seen it. To be fair, stage one boss being a stage 6 mid boss is fine. You know what we need more? We need more of what happened in Touhou 2. No, not questionable designs in many regards. What I'm talking about is stage 1 boss, also the extra stage boss. That's what we need more of. Where Rika just shows up and Evil Eye, like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I built this thing. Proceeds to be the boss of the most miserable extra stage known to man. To be fair, she's not necessarily the reason why, but... What does LNN stands for? It says, I was trying to think of something funny, but I couldn't. I was trying to think of something funny without like being too like vulgar, and I couldn't. Yeah, it stands for Lunatic, No Miss, No Bomb. It essentially stands for a perfect run. It's just what which is what not just the Touhou community, but like shmup communities in general have used for their abbreviation of it. Yeah, some games have third end. Even in a game like this one, it's just usually regarded as, you know, the double end, even though there is a third condition. It's still usually referred to as LNN. Rolls off the tongue a lot better than LNNN. Woo! Skating here. Dear me, beds. Oh, you're taking the ED pills that we were just talking about? Feel bad for you, man. Why is that advertised on Twitch? Like, I understand if you're watching, like, sports. Because there's old people that watch. Well, who the fuck is over the age of 60 watching, I guess, the Coomers that need ED? You know what? Never mind. I've answered my own question. No, UFO LNN does not include it. By default, it would be UFO LNNN. It's regarded as NV. It's like Ventra, I think is what it stands for, just because that's like the term in the Japanese community. And so that's been carried over here. If I remember what people have told me before. But no, the, yes, if you break open a UFO, it does have a screen clear effect. So UFOs are not allowed in the true, like, perfect runs. It's that effect makes for the LNB, which is just the no bomb. You know, you're getting hit, but still no bomb. That's what makes UFO one of the probably the hardest game to just no bomb. Is because of the fact that all of your resources come from UFOs, so you can do an LNB, and an LNB with UFOs is more than manageable. Well, broadly speaking. But if you do an LNB without the UFOs, that makes that probably the hardest no bomb on the market. Because suddenly you're just, you know, you have no resources. You have no bombs. No, you can grab small UFOs. There's, like, niche categories where you don't grab any UFOs, but, like, following, like, the traditional ruling for UFO, for the full game, Touhou 12, you can grab small UFOs as long as it doesn't summon one. That's like the Touhou World Cup ruling and such. You can summon them. Or no, you can grab UFOs as long as you don't summon a full one. Because mind you, if you try to like avoid all UFOs, it's very much a chore. Hey, thanks for the follow, Jerry. I appreciate it. Like, there are some people that will try that, like, for fun, or, like, for challenge run or something, but it's usually better just set up so you don't, you know, build a full UFO and then move on with your life. If you're doing no UFO runs. Some people do LNBs with UFOs, which is perfectly fine. Act like you followed me. To be honest, I almost thought so too, because I feel like I've seen you before. But at the same time, it's not like that number really affects much. As long as somebody's watching me, you know, that's what matters the most to me. Even if it's a little bit. Brother. Not like that one, Alice. Yeah, the like the true LNN for Wily Beast fans, you know, getting fulls on the like the beasts, again, the hypers and such. What are the games that have special requirements for that? Because for like the LNN, USD doesn't have anything special. PCB has no border break. Perishable Knight doesn't really have anything. It just generally requires you capture all the last spells. POFB doesn't have an LNN. Unlike Pod, which actually does, POFB doesn't. Mountain of Faith doesn't have anything. Subterranean doesn't have anything. I guess Subterranean's a little notable whether or not you full spell it or not, but it's like one of the only two. I'm not really going to comment on that. UFO does. 10 Desires does, because trance. You know, no trance is the for TWC standards, Touhou World Cup standards, no trance is the norm. DDC doesn't have anything. LOL-K doesn't have anything. Hidden Star is no release. Wily Beast is no hyper. I'm pretty sure it's no summon regardless. Marketeers is no cards. And I'm not going to talk about 19 because 19 just doesn't have anything special, like specific for that, but it's a whole headache of an LNN ruling system. Standing on a razor's edge. Never in question. Tough to like to Alice. You don't have the perfect run, Phantom. It's over. PCB pacifist. Oh gosh. Any game pacifist would be painful. Should I get the LNN? Go for blindfold runs? Yeah, definitely. That's the perfect run to Chen. You know how many times I've done that? You know how many perfect runs I lose to Chen and then I have to reset? Even functionally possible to avoid roaring mode? I believe so, because Wily Beast is regarded as probably being the easiest LNN, and I believe they generally avoid that. Now, maybe there's some rule exception specifically for that spell, but I don't know for sure. I guess I'll say I loved parts of Wily Beast. That's what I'll give for that game. I guess I really didn't dislike Wily Beast that much. It's just didn't really stand out too much. I don't know, I'm not gonna trash talk the game right now. That's not a good thing to do. I forget exactly the details because I only ever saw it like once or twice. Lily White. Oh, too fast. I underestimated how slow that bullet was going. It's saved so long. It's yeah, it's. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's the second longest stage in all of Touhou. Only behind Lol K Stage 5 in terms of just its stage. So it's a long one. Fuck Stage 4. Hey, that's rude. What's Stage 4 ever do to you besides be long and kill you sometimes? Yeah, PCB is the second longest game behind LOL-K. Pretty sure LOL-K is like 36 minutes, this game's like 32. Approximately. I think everything else ranges from like 22 or 24 to 30. With like Mountain of Faith being the shortest, I'm pretty sure it was. Also, that is 2 runs perfect through to Stage 4, though. That's very nice. I'm gonna use LOL-K on tonight bomb spam. Well, no. I doubt it. I wonder if a pod run. I wonder if there's a pod like a. I wonder if like Chayuri could be like the longest run in pod. Like there is no Chayuri LNN. I wonder if it is actually even possible, and if it is, that's probably the longest run. if it's functionally possible. Well, actually, okay, it is guaranteed to be possible, because you can always kill Yumemi with forks, but if you're relying solely on forks, that might be a long-ass fight. I don't know if Chiri can get cheese otherwise. Because even, Saki and POFV only hits like 30-something minutes. Being noticeably the longest in that game, but she still only hits like in the 30s. I'm pretty sure like one of the solos, I think like Solo Sakia, it might be, hits like 40 minutes in Imperishable Night. So if you ignore Pod, I think that might actually have the longest run. Pod can theoretically be LNN. Oh, Pod has been LNN. Like, there are a few Pod LNNs that do exist. It's one of those things, though, that generally happens from score players who, oops, I accidentally hit the LNN. While practicing score stuff. Although, those are only with, like, the good characters. I wonder how bad it is with the... Although, Pod is weird, because, like, POFV is really, like, you either have snipes or you don't. But, Pod's a little weird with how snipes work, so I don't know... Regardless, like, if you're playing Pod, I'm pretty sure all the LNNs in Pod are probably with Yumemi or Reimu, the two best characters in the game. I could see one being with Rokako, but I doubt otherwise. Although, I could be wrong. I wonder how bad a Chiri one is, though. I would love a Pod LNN. I would go do Pod if it wasn't so extreme. Also, you talk about RNG, like there's no other RNG based game than like Pod. Ah yes, the Stage 7 fight against Kotohime. Oh, if you're really lucky, maybe it'll last 1 minute. If you're not lucky, guess what? You're sitting here for like 5 minutes. I actually don't know what the timer is. It's probably like, I think it's like 4:20 or some shit. But Yumemi is what would make like the bad. Well, I guess Chiri as well, because she has a 6-minute timer. But I guess Chiri is what really would make me Chiri is what is like one or Yumemi is what makes me wonder about the practicality of the bad shot types in that game, because at least with POFV, like, the deaths in POFV are timer or snipe. There's no bombs, nothing else to relate to that. So, like, the bad shot types are still going to kill Aki off of timer. Now, the problem is, I believe Aki 1 is, like, functionally impossible. I'll give it, like, 1 or 2 more goes, but then I'm gonna go play some Mistia soon. But I'm pretty sure Aki 1 is functionally impossible in POFV, outside of snipes. Well, one problem that some people have with Pod, no, I don't struggle with this at all, is it's very much it's flashing lights. You fight Kotohime, like, go watch on Tuesday. I'll have the VOD on YouTube on Sunday, but you can go back and watch the VOD on Twitch right now. Go back to Tuesday. Go back to watching me fight Kotohime. And go watch those flashing lights. Because, oh boy, those things are... I hope you're not super sensitive with the eyes. I don't know. I thought the no focus button in the PC 98 games was going to be a big deal. I didn't really find that to be that big of a deal to me. I mean, let's look at it this. I mean, okay, I am a lunatic Touhou player, you know, so I have a better grip than most standard Touhou players who maybe play on normal, right? So, like, this isn't me trying to, like, be narcissistic. This is just me saying that I'm insane, so don't count me as the norm. When I say that, like, you know, I went from playing PCB with a, you know, focus button on Monday to playing Pod without a focus button, back to playing this game without any, like, issue with that, but... I love it. It's such a fun game. Oh, it's so fun. It just goes such into chaos quickly. It's so much fun. It's in a similar way that PFB does, but I do give the edge to Pod in that fight. Well, I guess the most important thing about doing lunatic runs, as the warning is, you gotta go into ahead of time and be like, is this for me? Or like do it a little bit, be like, is a lunatic grind even for 1cc? Is this for me? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case with focus buttons. I could run it by with family, but he's not here right now. He's the current Lotus Land expert. Use your bombs correctly? Well, that's usually pushing it a lot. Using bombs correctly is not a easy thing. Speaking of color palette in PC98, I like how in Touhou 1, because yes, I went through and I lunatic 1cc'd every single PC98 game, including Touhou 1, and I love how Touhou 1, the color palette's so rough that the color of Reimu, or I guess it's Hakurei Miko in that game, is dependent on who you're fighting. Because when you're fighting Mima, the green on the, like, there's not enough colors that Mima in the background takes the green, so like part of Reimu becomes green. I think it's like her hair or something. It usually takes up the color palette, but Touhou 1 was a fun game. I'm really glad I played through it. I feel like it's a game that if I returned to, I would fucking hate it. But it was a really fun game to play through once. Or I guess, I mean, to play through, I got both 1cc's. I got the 1cc's in the different paths and then say, nope. Move on past it. I did the Kanagara path, the Mima into Kanagara first, because that one's easier for the 1cc. And then I did the Serial one last, because that one is the harder one for the 1cc. But yeah, I did both of them. One of the big things that really makes that game very tolerable for the 1cc is the fact that you can kind of just bomb spam stages because of the nature of how extra lives work. Like, the early game is so smooth where you just bomb spam a bunch, purposely die to the boss a few times to get your bombs back, then you just bomb spam everything, just keep going back and forth. And then you actually have to try on the bosses, but it's just really that. John Hacker. PCB is a long game for... Talking about the grinding PCB. PCB is a long game, and it's fairly slow. So some people really don't like it, but... The advantage, especially for the 1cc, is it's relatively tame. You know, it's definitely on the tamer side of the Touhou games. And if you're using bombs and borders, it does really help the 1cc. Like, the borders really help the 1cc. Misty is calling. Misty is calling. Next reset is just I'm going to Misty after this. I got my run. I got my second path to stage 4. That's really good. It's 9 o'clock at night, though. Listen, one thing that Touhou 1 and 3, and literally every game has, except for Touhou 2, really has going for it, is that it's not Touhou 2. Well, yes, if you don't want the bosses to be as slow, then, you know, play not as a homing shot type, of course. But, like, even with that, like, it is a much slower-paced game than most of the others. Look at sleep. Hey, I'm gonna get sleep. That's important. I've learned that being awake for 20 hours, then trying to play Touhou the very next day does not work well. That was my Wednesday problem. Because on New Year's Eve, I was, I had to work in the morning. It was a short day. It was like 3 hours of work. But I had to go in for work in the morning. So I got up at 6. And then I was hanging with my buddies late in the night within his family. So, I didn't get to bed till about 2 o'clock. So I was up for about 20 hours straight. And then, Wednesday was even though I got my sleep Tuesday night, Wednesday was a painful day. But yesterday was very good for runs. Today, very good. Very happy with how it's been going. See if we can't get one more run past Alice. You know, three perfects to stage 4 is such a good, like, all I say is, like, I don't need to be winning runs. I'd love to. But I just need to be getting perfect runs past Alice consistently. The more I can do that, the better odds of, you know, eventually getting the run. You know, eventually I have the run that beats Helgot's Sword and Concerto Grosso. And Yomu Final. And Lunasana too. You know, the odds are low, but, like, if you do it enough, you'll eventually hit it, right? The more consistent I can get at this, the more I can be doing that. I have done myself a disservice. As I got out of it. Here is my biggest problem with SUEW, and it has nothing to do with the main game. Like, I could complain about a few things, but my biggest problem with SUEW is called Extra Stage. That Extra Stage didn't theoretically take me as long as some Extra Stages have. But that was the most suffering I've ever had during an Extra Stage. During, like, anything. doing that extra stage was... Because it was all the same thing. It's all, you get about 2 minutes into the run, and there's a dodge to make. You don't make the dodge? Well, congrats. Restart the run, do it again. It's like a couple series of dodges. And the moment you get the dodges, guess what? The very run that got him, boom, won the run. But it was SOEW is an experience. There's some things that like have its charm in that game because it's so unique. But at some point, probably not in stream, but at some point I'll make a Touhou tier list, put in the Discord just to piss people off. To be fair, if I did a game tier list, it wouldn't probably piss people off as much as if I did a music tier list. Like, I did the character tier list, tier sorter. But I don't think that or my games tier list would make people as upset as a music tier list. Listen, my character sorter like pissed 11 off, I guess, and it pissed Game Glitcher, but like everything I did pisses Game Glitcher off, so you know what, that's fine. Equal cause, equal insult. Like, anything he loves, I hate, and anything I hate, he loves. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just everything he loves, I hate. Everything I love, he hates. It's the way it is. You just gotta accept that. Music tier list or something. Yeah, but the problem is, when you go out there and say that Pure Furies is easily one of your least favorite Stage 6 themes, you get a lot of people coming at your throat. When you say you don't really like Hartman's Yokai Girl that much, or doesn't really stand out, you know, you can get some people coming at you. At least Family Team agrees with me when I say Necrofantasy is better than Necrophantasia, but hey, you know, what am I to say? I'm good with Reimu, because Reimu's broken. Reimu's the best character in all Touhou. My problem with Hartman's Yokai Girl is solely the fact that, or my biggest problem with it, is the fact that, I mean, it's not a bad theme. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say it's a bad theme. I'm not trying to say any of these are bad themes. Kadia's Sage theme, that's a good theme. My problem with Hartman's Yokai Girl is simply, like, I forget it. Like, every year, like, in the popularity poll, I see it's, like, near the top, and I'm like, I don't remember this theme. And then I listen to it, I'm like, I mean, it's fine. It's, like, I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but... There's a lot of good themes from Lokai. Stage 4 was a good one. It's Cosmic Mind. What is Cosmic Mind? There's a number of characters' themes that I know, like, who the theme is, but I don't know, like, what the title of it is. Gosh, that was so scuffed. I'm in the corner. I'm out of the corner. Heartfelt Fantasy is so good. I kind of want to react to some conversation like that right now, but I kind of gotta be careful. Because I am on stage 4, and I realize I'm past Lily White, so... Cut me a little slack, would you? Cut me some slack if I'm slow to responding to messages. And like I said, I'm not trying to say that Heart Makes You Okay Girl is a bad theme. But like, but like, SA is filled with such good music. Like, holy moly, SA has some really good themes. Like, I've always loved Parsy's stage theme. Missed ya.